In this video, I'm going to talk about being stealthy in Blackout. Right now, I've got my dead silence active, and I'm chasing down these guys. While chasing them, I heard the one on the left, and I decided to take him out first because he had level 3 armor and was the closest to me. This suppressed GKS took quite a few shots to kill him, but we had the element of surprise. Hello and welcome. I am Amedeo602. And if this is your first time on the channel and you want to improve at Call of Duty, start now by subscribing and ringing the notification bell so you don't miss out on tips, tricks, and tactics to make you a better player. This video was requested by one of my subscribers, Molotov Gaming, and he actually requested this ASMR version. I've never done an ASMR video before, and I actually had no idea what it was until Molotov told me. For anyone out there who doesn't already know, ASMR is an acronym that stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. And in short, it's a tingling sensation you might feel when watching or listening to certain types of videos. There's a lot of soft, gentle whispering in these sorts of videos. I thought it was quite appropriate to do an ASMR video on stealth. So I actually put together 2 versions of this video, one with regular audio and this version, where I'm taking my first shot ever at ASMR. Thank you very much for the idea, Molotov, and a big shout out to you for all of the support. If any of you have requests for videos, just leave a comment down below. Oh, and if you think ASMR should become a regular thing on this channel, let me know that too. In a game where you can kill or be killed in a fraction of a second, being sneaky gives you a huge advantage. You can use stealth offensively, like in that opening clip, and you can use stealth defensively to avoid being spotted by the enemies. In this gameplay, I am using a suppressed SOG and a vendetta from the water in Alcatraz, and end up with 17 kills in this game. But what are the best ways to be stealthy? First, we'll go over the perks and equipment to use when trying to be stealthy. Then, we'll cover the mindset and the playstyle to use when trying to remain undetected. Getting into the perks and equipment, keep in mind that none of this is required in order to have a stealthy playstyle, but everything on this list will enhance the effectiveness of the stealthy playstyle. Attaching a suppressor to your gun helps you make less noise when shooting. This has the downside of decreasing your damage ranges and bullet drop, so it makes your gun less effective against your primary target, but the suppressor makes it harder for other enemies to figure out where you are when you are firing shots. It's worth noting that firing unsuppressed shots in Blackout does not make you appear on the minimap, so having a suppressor does not help you there, like it does in other Call of Duty games. And finally, the suppressor also lowers the muzzle flash and makes your weapon much quieter when firing. Watch these side-by-side comparisons and listen to the difference in audio when firing a suppressed weapon compared to an unsuppressed weapon. There are also quite a few perks that help enhance your stealth. My favorites are Dead Silence, Mobility, Engineer, Reinforced, Skulker, and Awareness. Dead Silence is my personal favorite because it makes your footsteps virtually silent. In addition, if you have Dead Silence active while using a suppressed weapon, you can work towards unlocking Spectre's numbers outfit if you don't already have it. Mobility is very nice because it causes you to move faster and not take fall damage. Engineer can be helpful when enemies are holding down a fortified position with lots of equipment, since you'll be able to see that equipment through walls. Reinforced is vital if you get spotted and enemies start throwing grenades at you. Skulker makes your movement faster when crouched or prone, and is nice to use when you don't have Dead Silence. Awareness helps you pinpoint the locations of the enemies with footsteps. It is not as helpful in duos or quads, since it's easy to confuse the enemy's footsteps with those of your teammates, but it's great to use in solos. Now that we've covered the perks and equipment for a stealthy playstyle, let's get into the stealth mindset. The most important thing to keep in mind is that you need to remain undetected for as long as possible, or eliminate any enemies who may be aware of your position. For purposes of this video, being stealthy does not mean going into a small building and just closing the door and camping for as long as possible. Being stealthy is the art of deceiving your enemies into thinking you're somewhere else, or, better yet, catching them completely unaware. To be stealthy, you need to keep moving. If you linger in the same place for too long, then the enemy will eventually find you. You need to intentionally mislead your opponent. One way to do this is to head one direction and then double back when they aren't looking. Another way is to flank your opponent while they are engaged with your teammates or a third party, or third party them when they are fighting with another group. In any case, your goal here is to avoid a head-to-head fight with your enemies to gain the advantage. Use suppressed weapons and the perks listed above to continuously deceive and trick your enemies. Change your position frequently and quickly, especially after making a lot of noise. Throughout the game, make a mental map of where you've heard fighting and pay attention to those areas until you find and eliminate the not-so-stealthy players. At the end of the game, make sure that you have the best possible position, or at least the best ambush spot for the most likely location of your foes. And if you want to learn the rest of the formula behind winning more games, then start now by watching my Blackout Tips playlist and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on tips, tricks, and tactics to make you a better player. As always, thank you very much for watching.